Hello, wrestling fans, boxing fans, and everybody out there. How are you? It's Riot Time. Wrestling and boxing forever. Now, let's get into it. As we all know, let's start with this. The Memphis Heritage Championship. It's a part of the United Wrestling Network. It's called Championship Wrestling from Memphis. But it's a part of the United Wrestling Network. The Memphis Heritage Championship went back to the gun show Bret Michaels. And they're on their second week of a 3-week Super Bouts, 3-week long wrestling event. Now, the NWA. The next pay-per-view they got, I think it's called 312 or something. It's from Chicago, okay? And the World Television title for women. The NWA Women's Television Championship will be crowned. Chris Adonis challenges Tyrus for the NWA World's title. Chris Adonis challenges Tyrus for the NWA World's title. The television champion. The card is still being shaped, people. So when I find out more about it, and the NWA Women's Championship will be on the line as well, I won't be surprised if the television champion will defend his belt. As far as I'm concerned, La Rebellion, they have to face Doug Williams and Davey Boy Smith Jr., the Commonwealth Connection, to call themselves champions. Because the only reason why La Rebellion got put into that matchup was because they didn't beat the Commonwealth Connection. They did not beat the Commonwealth Connection. They deserve their rematch. I hope they get it. It's only right. Let's see. All Elite Wrestling has the Revolution pay-per-view where Powerhouse Hobbs is the #1 challenger for the television title, held by Samoa Joe. Maxwell Jacob Freeman, the world's champ, he'll be on that card defending his championship. Speaking of which, ROH put on a hell of a show. Eddie Kingston comes out and throws down the gauntlet for the wrestler formerly known as Cesaro, saying he wants his shot at the Ring of Honor World Championship. Mark Briscoe, as we all know, earlier this year, the death of his brother, Jay Briscoe, due to a car accident. Very unfortunate circumstances for everybody involved. My thing is with ROH is what are they going to do with the tag team titles now? Because Mark Briscoe, the Briscoe brothers, are current tag team champions. But due to the unfortunate death of Jay Briscoe, and they're putting him in to a singles role now, Mark Briscoe I'm talking about. My thing is, what are they going to do with the tag team belts? Is there going to be a matchup between the top two contenders? Is there going to be a tournament, a battle royal? How are they going to handle this tag team title situation? This is what I'm looking forward to find out. And shouts out to What Culture Wrestling, my guy Simon Miller, with the ups and the downs. Great stuff, by the way. Folks, March is going to be a great time. Creed 3 just came out. Y'all check that out. It's going to be a great movie. Jonathan Majors and everybody involved in it. Terrific film. I just did a belt review on my WCW 1991 Classic Light Heavyweight Championship. I just got it, ladies and gentlemen. Go check out that video. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out my video on the junior heavyweight belt that I also have. And I will talk a little boxing on this one. I'm talking Charlo. Charlo hasn't done anything with that middleweight title. Had it been any other fighter, he would have probably been stripped of the title by now. And a tournament, a fight between the top two contenders, something would have been done. And I think the WBC should do something about the idea that he's not defending that middleweight title. And he hasn't for so long. He alleged a back injury and all this other stuff. It's a shame that he's been champion for 600 days and has not defended the championship, hasn't made any mentions of defending the championship. It's a shame that he's calling himself a world champion after 600 days of not being a champion, not defending the title, not saying anything about it. An injury to baby brother Charlo, that's what led to the Tony Harrison Tim Tszyu fight. Like I said, Big Baby Miller, he's coming out of retirement. I mean, he's coming back to boxing, and you know, it's going to be great for wrestling and boxing fans alike. ROH had great it was great to see ROH back. But it's not the same without Jay Briscoe. I know my brother Mark is going to he's going to keep that name alive for as long as they can, for forever. He's going to fight for his brother's name and keep the Briscoe name going, and respect to him, man. Respect to him, because the Briscoe brothers have been mainstays with ROH from start to finish, A to Z. So for him to walk down that aisle, go wrestle, knowing that his brother's not going to be backstage and all that stuff, it's got to weigh heavy on him, man. Much respect go out to the whole Briscoe family. Oh, and by the way, speaking of tag team champions, we have new Impact Wrestling tag team champions. The Motor City Machine Guns were defeated by Chris Bay and Ace Austin. Rich Swann and Devin Alexander. Not Devin Alexander. Rich Swann challenged for the Impact Wrestling World Championship with the Walking Weapon. Forgive me, I forgot his name. I drew a blank there for a minute. They wrestled, and it was a show stealer. They got down. They got down, and Josh Alexander, that's his name, Josh Alexander. It was a show stealer, and that entire card was amazing to watch. As we all know, WrestleMania is coming. Cody's going to take on Roman Reigns for the WWE title. Bianca Belair is going to be there, defending her belt. Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, as she's known as now, became the IWGP Women's Champion. In Major League Wrestling, the Samoan Werewolf, Eddie Fatu, becomes #1 contender for the world title. And then the National Openweight Championship was won by John Hennigan, aka Johnny Impact, aka Johnny Mercury, aka Johnny Nitro, aka whatever else. His wife, Tyra Valkyrie, has wrestled for Impact Wrestling, the NWA. Impact Wrestling has her as Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champion for the women. They have her in Major League Wrestling as the Featherweight Champion. That's their women's division. So there's a lot going on with the sport of wrestling, folks. Honor Club is where you can find all the Ring of Honor shows and things of that nature. Folks, hopefully I'll be able to get a new belt by probably next month, so I can have another cool belt review for y'all. I know this one was kind of a little all over the place, and I do apologize for that. I will be better. I'm growing my channel. I'm trying to be better. Words of encouragement are always, it's not where you are, it's what you do while you're there. Keep climbing your ladder and grab your championship, whatever it may be. Ride time, wrestling and boxing forever. I'm out.